guys, it is Hillary at Creative Faith, and I'm super excited today because a project I have been working on for a long time is now here. I have been working on Creative Faith Cuttables for quite a few months, and I'm really excited because my first one is out. It's called Breakfast with Jesus, and it has a really fun kind of diner breakfast feel, and so it is actually on sale through tomorrow, August 28th. So go check it out. It's in the Etsy store, and I'll put the link below. But I wanted to kind of show you how to potentially use the kit. I love using Traveler's Notebooks, and the kit comes with Traveler's Notebook sized cards, and so I am going to make my own Traveler's Notebook. I love journaling in my Bible, don't get me wrong, but when a Bible fills up, it's expensive to buy a whole other Bible, and so I love using Traveler's Notebooks. Ever since I was little, I loved journaling, and so for me, it is just really comfortable to use a Traveler's Notebook. And so I wanted to make my own instead of filling up one that I purchased because I think it's kind of more fun, and the kit comes with some neat printables to use. So what I did was I cut it down to the size I wanted. I used my Traveler's Notebook, as you could see at the beginning of the video, as a template. And then I saw this technique on Instagram. I think it was Retro Hip Mama on Instagram who showed how to do it. So what you do is you use the staples and you punch a hole or poke a hole using a push pin. Then you put the staple through and bend over the other side. And I love it because I don't have one of the long-armed staplers, and so this is a way to do that without buying one of those staplers. And so I just loved that way of making it. So not my technique, took it from someone else, but I love using it. So I use that to staple my book together. I have 3 sheets of paper, and I thought that would give me enough space to kind of work through the kit. So as you can see, there are 3 different journaling kind of cards that are Traveler's Notebook sized. The devotional is 2 pages, and then there's also a page that has all the creative questions. It's called Going Deeper, and so all of those are the same size to fit in the notebook. And so I struggled a lot knowing like which ones I should use and kind of what kind of background to make, but it was fun to play around with that. And so the first 2 pages I decided to leave blank, and I just put kind of 2 little washi strips using the kit. And then on those pages I want to write out John 21, 1 through 19. So that is the key passage, and so I wanted to just write out that whole passage on those top pages. And then on the next 2 pages I wanted to add the actual devotion content itself, and so I love using gelatos. This is one of my favorite gelato techniques, is when you put on a piece of plastic and then push the plastic down. And so I thought using this technique would kind of like make it look marbly, which makes me think of a diner, and whether it's the diner floor or the diner tabletop. So I thought that using these colors would kind of make it look like that. And so the technique, you might have seen it before, you just take the gelatos and you rub it over the piece of plastic and then put water on top of it. I use the mini misters. I got mine at Michael's. And you use the mini misters to spray it and get it wet, and then you just kind of use it as a stamp and stamp it down. And so I started off using the red that kind of matched best for the kit, and then I put it on and I thought, oh, I want to use some blue too. So then I went back and used kind of a similar minty blue green to go on top also. And so then I'm adding the devotion to the top using the tape runner. I love using the tape runner to adhere my things to the pages, and so I am adding that to the second spread in my Traveler's Notebook. So I really love how the background turned out for the devotion page. So on the next page spread, I wanted to put the creative questions and kind of leave some room on the other side for journaling about them. And so I've been using kind of the same color scheme of kind of a blue, tealy blue, minty blue, kind of a mustard yellow, and a ketchup red. And so on this page, I am using an old gift card, and I'm just putting a little bit of paint on the top and using that to spread it around. I knew that the devotion would cover the majority of the left side, so that's why I'm just kind of using it to create a border. And I really like this technique. You don't need to use any kind of fancy card. You could even just use like an old credit card or even just a piece of cardboard or cardstock to spread the paint around. And it's just a simple way to give some color and some texture to the page. And so it was really fun to play around with how I was going to create different backgrounds for each page spread, because I didn't want them to all be the same, and it just kind of gives it a different look so that each page isn't the same. So on the next page spread, I wanted to use some more of the travel journal cards, and it was really hard for me to pick which ones I wanted to use. I loved the one that has the little logo in the corner that says Breakfast with Jesus. I also love the one with the lines. The lines are kind of neonish. That reminds me of something you would see in a diner, and it gives you lots of room for journaling. But I ended up using red watercolor, and so when I put the red Traveler's Notebook journaling card on top of the red watercolor, it was just too much red. So I didn't end up using it, but I just created some really simple lines using watercolors. I love gelatos, and I also love watercolors, and so that's what I use on a lot of my page backgrounds. And just doing stripes is something easy, and it gives it just a little bit of a background so that it's not just the plain white. So on the last page spread, I haven't really done that one yet. And then the cover, I did black and white checks and with watercolor, and then I used gesso to cover it. And so I love how the cover came out. And so here's just a quick flip through each page. So like I said, the very first page, I'm going to use that to write out the actual scripture. So I love how this turned out. It's a really easy way to make a notebook. And I hope that you guys will download the devotion and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!